So today I'm going to be talking about my latest piano piece, The Curse Is Come Upon Me. So just to recap how I came to write this piece, as you probably know, a little while back I sought suggestions for paintings that could inspire my latest composition. Again, this was to patrons at any level, and I had loads of great suggestions. I then sort of curated a shortlist of 7 or so paintings, I think, and then put it out to patrons again to vote on the winner. And the winner was The Lady of Shalott by John William Waterhouse. Absolutely magnificent painting, which was suggested by Anita Gupta. Anyway, on to the painting. So I'll tell a little bit about it first. Of course, as no doubt you're aware, it's based on the poem of the same name by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The poem was written in 1833, or first published in 1833. He then published a revised version in 1842 with a significantly changed ending. I think he kind of pared down the darkness of the original ending because of sort of emerging Victorian views on death and suicide, especially among women. So I was going from the original 1833 version. None of this pared down nonsense. Anyway, it tells the tale of this poor woman who's imprisoned in a tower, and we don't quite know how or why, but we know she's cursed. She has been cursed, and she has to stay in this tower on her own. She can't even look out of the window. All she can do is she can look at a mirror, and in the mirror she can see a reflection of outside. That's the only link she has to the outside world. And she's in there day in, day out. She's weaving a tapestry. Not a very fulfilling life, I would say. And she sees things happening outside, and she sort of, obviously wishes she could be there. And then one day she sees Lancelot, dashing Sir Lancelot, out and about, roaming around, and she can't help but then look out the window directly because she's so infatuated with him. She finds him such a majestic figure. And immediately she does that, the mirror cracks, and she knows that this is not a good thing. She knows her end is nigh. So what does she do? Well, I mean, I'm not sure what I'd do in that situation, but what she does is she leaves the tower. She knows she can now. The curse is broken or perhaps fulfilled. And she leaves the tower. She walks down to the river, finds a boat. Naturally, she writes her name on the side of the boat, as one would, the Lady of Shalott. And then she gets in the boat and mournfully lets herself be borne downriver by the currents. And she knows the river's heading towards Camelot. But she also knows somehow she is doomed to die before she gets there. So she never will indeed meet Lancelot. And she does, she dies in the boat. This is the poem by Tennyson. But when one first sees the painting, if you've got no idea of the story, the poem, nothing, you just quickly see, oh, bright colours, boat on the river, lovely bucolic scene. Before you pay attention to her facial expression too closely, one might think, oh, it's just a lovely painting of a woman in a boat. So I didn't want to start it off boom, minor straight away. I wanted to gradually ease in, and we do eventually get that minor third at the end of the phrase. There we are. So that's kind of an intro. Then we get the main theme, which if I just pluck out the top melody of the main theme, sounds something like this. Now for that, I drew upon the rhythm of the poem. The poem is very even. Every stanza is pretty much the same meter, same rhythmic outline. So if I just read you 4 lines are taken pretty much at random here, you'll see hopefully how they fit in with the melody. But in her web she still delights, to weave the mirror's magic sights. For often through the silent nights, a funeral with plumes and lights. So, but in her web she still delights to weave the mirror's magic sights. For often through the silent nights, a funeral with plumes and lights. So you see how that fits pretty much into my melodic rhythm there. So I was really trying to get the pull of the poem coming through via the painting into my composition. And musically, again, I didn't want to just have a straight minor chord down to the major there. I wanted to prolong it, to prolong the minorness, the minor quality, before we get into that E major chord. Let's see here, what have we got? We've got... There we go, so finally, but it's that uncomfortable clash between, it's really F sharp major chord in the right hand and the E in the left. Kind of Lydian mode coming in there. So I wanted there to be moments of just pure minor sound, or G sharp minor, but lots of these irresolute clashes, where we've got one chord going on the right hand and a separate bass note. And when she sees Lancelot, she sees that he has a mighty silver bugle hung about his person. I won't say much about that. A mighty silver bugle